UC Asset, an Atlanta company whose commitment is real estate investment that provides positive growth for community interest, formally announced its acquisition of historic property on Atlanta's renowned Peachtree Street. The Rufus Rose Mansion, which is the last standing of all the historic homes that once lined Peachtree Street, has long been on the watch list of preservationists. Built in 1901 and looking more than a little age-worn, the home is actually very structurally sound with interior features very well preserved. UC Asset Managing Partner Greg Bankston proudly announced the company's intention to retain and restore the home as the historic treasure it is.
It's hard to believe that in 1901, the Rufus Rose House was constructed and Peachtree Street had very limited transportation options. There were streetcars, horses, and a few automobiles. So much has changed since then, which makes it even more important to maintain the deep history and preservation of the original architecture of the Rufus Rose House.
The use is going to be multifunctional as well. So the upstairs is planned to be offices. In fact, one of our rooms upstairs I hope will be our office as well too. But the main floor on the downstairs area is going to be used for cultural events, nonprofit meetings, and so forth.
UC Asset founder Dr. Larry Liu reminded the enthusiastic spectators that every building in any age represents the generation that built it.
When the ancient Egyptians built a pyramid, they built a pyramid as a statement for who they are, what kind of culture they have, what kind of religion they have. Therefore, a historical landmark like this doesn't only speak for its history, it also speaks for us today. And the way we are going to restore it, renovate it, and the way we are going to put a good use of it will speak about us in this 21st century. Atlanta is a city of diversity, equality, and of progress. So our plan for this beautiful house is to make it a center for community leaders from different backgrounds, different cultures, different religions, different races. Everyone who wants to fight for their people, to help their people, they are welcome to join us in this place. We are making this house open to them for a place for them to get together, to work together, to build the city into a better place.
Former Atlanta mayor and current mayoral candidate Kasim presided at the construction ribbon cutting, acknowledging the importance of maintaining the great history of Atlanta through the structures our predecessors left behind.
In my opinion, it's one of the things where the city needs to leverage and use its buying power and the other tools such as historic tax credits, all of the tools in the toolbox to help entrepreneurs like Mr. Wu, who wants to do the right thing and preserve a 120-year-old part of our past. And fortunately, it's going to be part of our future.
Atlanta Preservation Center's Executive Director David Mitchell realizes the value of Peachtree property and how rare it is to save historic homes in such locations.
It's a huge deal. It's a big deal. And for Atlanta, it really does serve as an anchor for the Stitch program, which is we're here to medical arts, 477 again. But the legacy of the space, 120 years in Atlanta's a good run. And it's pretty impressive to be able to do that. And I think what Larry, Christal, and Greg have done is phenomenal.
UC Asset Executive Director Christal Jordan is excited that she was able to be a part of the site selection team for this Atlanta restoration.
This building is so important to me. I can remember moving to the city of Atlanta in 2005 and coming to Gladys Knight's Chicken and Waffles. The city has so much culture, so much history, and this building was so beautiful, and it was abandoned, and it would be someplace that it was kind of an eyesore. A lot of times the homeless would be here. There was nothing being done with the building. It's been like that since I moved here. When I started working with UC Assets and Larry talks about the importance of community and how real estate really affects community, I realized that this was something that we could do to make a huge impact on the city of Atlanta. Being right here in the middle of Peachtree Street, it's a dream come true. And I look forward to us being able to renovate this and restore it, insert some pride back into the city of Atlanta, and then for the community to actually be able to enjoy this building, to be able to look at this building and see the pride of the city. I think that it works to restore our own pride in ourselves sometimes. That's one of the things that Larry and I talked about when I first decided to come on board at UC Asset, was how important to our own mental health, great real estate is. When you can look around and see your history and see something that you're proud of, it makes you feel proud of who you are, and you take that with you. So I look forward to being a part of restoring this building. This is just a small drop in what UC Asset has coming up. We know that we're going to be a part of the major, the new Atlanta that is inclusive, it's diverse, but yet it still celebrates the rich history of the city. So I look forward to the future, and this is where it starts.
Congressman Kwanzaa Hall, as a former city council person during a period of rapid high-rise expansion in Midtown Atlanta, is pleased that this particular property will be rescued from what has been an uncertain future.
This house has had special meaning to me. The Rufus Rose house is something that should have been restored. We've restored houses like Dr. King's birth home. There's work on William Holmes Borders Parsonage, John Wesley Dobbs home, and there's others, the Margaret Mitchell house. This is one that also deserves that level of attention to detail, the appropriate support from the broader community, the city, and the state. National supporters also could be a part of this conversation just to get it done and get it open so that the world can enjoy the beautiful insides and the history and legacy that exist here.
Mr. Wu could have easily made a decision to build a different kind of development, something new, but he didn't. He made the decision to believe in Atlanta, to preserve a part of the soul of Atlanta. And that's why I wouldn't be anywhere else today but standing here shoulder to shoulder, excited about all of the possibilities that are ahead of us, as we send an important signal to others about how vital it is to preserve a part of our city's history, always remembering that cities have souls.